Issue 2 begins, at least in the individual comic, with a bullcrap narration on the cover page that explains the plot so far. Scheming to take back all the power that was once hers and more, Christabella strikes a bargain with Linkara, a witch who now molds and shapes the fate of Silent Hill in place of Christabella's big sister Lauren. When the hell did that happen? I thought Christabella was talking to a representative of the Order. You know, that cult that's responsible for all the demonic crap in Silent Hill? The thing that made for a much more interesting story than this one? I walked through a painting of a place that's not supposed to exist and found myself in a nightmare. Please, he's a Hollywood actor. He probably sees this kind of crap 6 times on the way to his trailer. I have blood and crap on me from a monster I kicked and carved to death in my own bathroom. A room that was somehow turned into meat from floor to ceiling. And it dripped onto my hand soap, yuck! Anyway, we see images of Ken's dog running around chasing a butterfly until it runs into a monster with a Cthulhu face. Seriously, Scott Sanson, if you wanted to write Lovecraft so damn much, why didn't you just freaking write Lovecraft? The dog kind of barks and sniffs at the monster, which leaks blood before proclaiming that it will eat it alive. Why are the monsters talking? Dog not afraid? Want beef jerky? Alright. Have beef jerky. Huh. I think I like this new comic better. Seriously, demon and dog. I can see Spielberg attached to this. Ken and Christabella go out into the streets where tons of demons are walking around, looking at them, but ignoring them. What is this place? I'm not sure. Hell, maybe? Rotting corpses walking around, everything looks decayed. Probably Los Angeles. While the monsters aren't attacking them yet, he wants to get someplace safe before they decide to. I know the dangers that wait inside them, from my dreams. Hi, Trapezoid Head! From Ike's paintings. Okay, confession time. To my irritation, this is not just a sequel to Dying Inside. You see, there were 3 other Silent Hill comics in between Dying Inside and Dead Alive. Among the Damned, Painted Black, and The Grinning Man. Guess how many of them actually had something to do with Silent Hill? None of them! They were all written by Scott Sanson, too! I admit I haven't read them myself, but apparently they featured the Whatley guy or some bullcrap like that. From what I can tell, the only one that actually has significance here is Painted Black, which is about an artist named Ike who created vivid paintings of the horrors of Silent Hill and traveled into the paintings to get into the town and back again. And again, these may have actually been decent enough horror stories on their own if they, 1, didn't have the Silent Hill label on them, and 2, actually made a damn bit of sense. Back to our story already in progress, Ken narrates about how part of him loves Silent Hill. I knew it represented truth. A brutal, terrible truth. It's honest.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you?
Yeah, see, this is what happens when you just read a monster list on Wikipedia instead of actually learning about the damn games. The two pop into a nearby convenient, something, I think it's a theater. Ken starts rifling through a whole bunch of papers to discover his own birth certificate and photos of himself as a kid, and also his real name before being put up for adoption. Joshua Reynolds. Well, whoop-de-crap, that has no significance whatsoever. Christabella feigns being hurt so she doesn't have to keep hiding the wound, but apparently the blood is dried. I'm sorry, comic, but you can't get away with this. Either she's still injured or she isn't. If she isn't and it's an illusion, then why the hell does she bother with a blood-stained dress? We saw her bleeding out the eyes earlier, so obviously she could affect her appearance. In the distraction caused by Christabella, all the files they discovered vanish. Oh no! The meaningless plot cul-de-sac is over! Now they actually have to do something! They wander into an auditorium full of zombies and nurse demons, and Linkara talks to Christabella to remind her of their deal that they apparently had. The curtains are pulled aside and a newsreel starts. World of the future! So here you are, cruising down Santa Monica, not a care in the world. Then a complete wad cuts you off and nearly forces you off the road. You chase after him and try to get even, pull your 9mm and splatter his brains? No need! Look at him now! laughing, acting like he got away with it. But gee, what's that bearing down on him from up above? Glad for dealing with all this garbage, and we think you'll like it. Yeah, by the way, the only reason that this pointless bit is funny is because I added the music.
What is this?
The future. In the future, we're all gonna have personal hell squids to kill people who annoy us. And our own personal jetpacks on the moon. Anyway, the film tries to convince Ken to become a psycho killer for some reason, and Connie appears on the screen, but the image starts to decay as it keeps talking. Meanwhile, back in the real world, Ken's agent shows up at his place and finds his girlfriend with an axe through her head and writing in blood on the walls. However, unless it says, "It's a wonderful life," I do not care about what it says. Ken gets shown that it was done to make it look like he killed her, but Ken then realizes that it isn't really Connie talking to him, but Lenora in disguise. Oh my god! And then she dresses in a kitchen rug and like a nun for some reason. Oh goody, Troy shows up. Hey Troy, I see you still got tentacle chest hairs. You should really have someone look at that. Lenora isn't worried about it, but is curious since she thought anything related to Lauren had been wiped from the town. I wish everything that was related to this junk was gone. If I haven't made this clear yet, allow me to do so. This is not scary! And for a horror comic, the intention is to scare us! The artwork is terrible and the inks are so heavy that I can barely distinguish the horrific imagery. And it kind of undermines your hideous creature if it befriends a dog and gives it beef jerky. This is painful and boring! No one cares about these people! Why does Lenora give a crap about some random actor in Hollywood being a killer? What the hell happened to Lauren? Why is Christabella still around, and how did she strike a deal with Lenora? What could she possibly offer to her when we see that even Lenora can change her appearance and could have just acted as Christabella? Is that having her interact with Ken was in any way important to their plans? Troy says that Ken should be killed too for some reason, and meanwhile our true protagonist, the dog, comes across some liquor dogs from Silent Hill 4. Anyway, back to the moron brigade. Troy explains that the people in the theater are actually nothing but memories from a time before Silent Hill went to hell. Nobody was asking, Troy! All of a sudden, I guess the trapezoid heads attack Troy. I think, since we just keep randomly cutting to Lenora, the demons, and then suddenly to this panel where they're fighting and Ken is talking.
Christabella, the pyramid heads, they're slowing him down. We've got to run.
1. That is not a freaking pyramid! At best, it is a wedge! I should probably be calling them doorstopper heads! 2. How do you even know to call them pyramid heads? 3. How are they slowing him down? His tentacle chest hairs seem to be moving around just fine! 4. I really, really hate this comic! Dr. Troy, you're dead.
Yes, you killed me. I was a noted psychiatrist. I had a life.
Dude, I read Dying Inside. You did not! I'm feeling something deep inside, almost like a gift, or a family inheritance. I guess I had to be alive to get it. Your sister's power! No! And Christabella makes Troy explode, I guess. Oh, yeah, I remember. Lauren supposedly had super-duper magical powers at the end of Dying Inside to fight demons. It makes about as much sense now as it did then. Troy's still alive, but Christabella prepares to use her powers to attack Lenora. But she collapses, worn out from the sudden use of her Maxi Extreme Ultra Super Flower Power things that she has now. Ken carries Christabella out, Lenora saying not to because she's irredeemable, but Ken says that since she's afraid of Christabella, that's a good enough reason to help her. However, as they get outside, they're confronted by a bunch of demons. Christabella's too exhausted to use her newfound abilities, meaning that they're screwed. And so our comic ends with the arrival of Ike Isaac's real imaginative parents there. The painter guy I mentioned, carrying a bunch of guns and surrounded by our hero, the dog, and the demon dogs from earlier.
Anywho, this hot goth chick with, like, a smoking mohawk sent me to help. Great kisser, seriously. And I found her dog and his pals. So, let's say we these things up, grab your girlfriend, give 1-4 to that bitch Lenora, then find you a way out of here.
You know, Vela says that American developers didn't understand the series when they made Silent Hill Homecoming, but man, they didn't have any anything on this.
Groovy. You did not just do that. Groovy.
Excuse me for a This is one of the worst comics I've ever read in my life, and that line right there shows why. Scott Sanson is an idiot who ripped off one of the greatest lines of the Evil Dead movies. No, that is not an homage to it, since such a line, in this context, in this franchise, has no place here. The artwork is terrible, with unfinished backgrounds, murky coloring, and confusing storytelling. The story itself is full of holes and makes less sense than last year's nonsense, and I can't believe that nobody, not a single person at IDW Publishing, bothered to slap this moron and hire someone who knew what they were doing. And can you believe that there are 3 more issues to go?
Well, you picked them out.
Really is his own fault.
Would you people put a sock in it?
I heard screaming. Are you okay?
I would if people would stop interrupting me.
What people?
Them!
Linkara, you've been alone in here all day.
Where's...
Nobody knows this. Go by where we go alone from here. Night falls, strange color walls, my eyes deceive. What is wrong with me? Deep in the night you think everything's right. Tell it to yourself. Say it's just a nightmare. Something is telling you nothing can change where you are again.
Hey, I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul. I'll swallow your soul.
Swallow this.